Welcome back, Fayettes and Fantasy Fiends, to chapters 9 through 13. Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mass. You're listening to Book for Two. I'm Scott.
And I'm Genevieve. If you're new here, welcome to our brand of chaos.
We bring the male and female perspectives, the wild theories, the heated debates, and of course,
the couples banter you never knew you needed, but now you can't escape.
She likes her books loaded with spice, betrayal, and enough brooding females to make her own assembly of death.
And he likes his with apocalyptic stakes, cinematic fight scenes, and character trauma that hits harder than Kharon's stare across the Styx.
Every week, we dive into the books that wreck your soul and make you cancel plans. And right now, we are deep diving into Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mass.
And once a month, we shake things up with a standalone book review. So if you love unhinged theories, emotional damage, and two readers yelling about their fictional obsessions, you're in the right place. With Halloween coming up, let's talk about some of the books we're reading for October. What are you reading?
So as everyone knows, if you've been watching our lives, I'm currently reading Zom Rom-Com by Olivia
Who's
Day.
it by? Ah, yes.
So in this one, it is a romance first, but paranormal romance. You've got fae, werewolves, vampires, but most importantly, zombies. So in this book, it's parallel to our universe, but all these creatures exist, and the government was against the supernatural people like the fae and all them, created the zombies, who were at first super soldiers, to kill the supernaturals. Then they were like, oh shit, zombies are out of control. Now we need the supernaturals' help. So now the government asked supernaturals for help. So now they got to fight the zombies. So now zombies are contained. So where we are in the book, zombies have broken out. Somebody broke them out. So now Edie and her neighbor Chad, who is a vampire, have to figure out what's going on, and then they end up falling in love in the process.
Oh, that sounds really cute.
So what are you reading?
Well, I'm actually not sure I'm going to have time to read other than our book club read this month.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more intense, not a very cozy read. But if I do find some time, I actually want to read Zom Rom-Com as well, because you keep interrupting me with all your giggles and reading me some of the sentences, and it sounds right up my alley, and it sounds hilarious.
Real quick, why are you busy? Is it because you guys are getting a lot of work at your woodworking place?
Yeah. Super busy at woodworking and between Blood of Hercules, notes, and podcast. Yeah.
So real quick, for those of you who don't know or don't remember, Jen is a woodworker and works at Niceville Slabs and Cookies in Niceville, Florida. And they are the biggest local distributor when it comes to anything wood, around 50 species.
Yep, that's right.
They can also make anything. So book nerds, if you want anything bookish, Jen can make anything out of wood. She's the epoxy genius, so Epoxy 2, all kinds of fun things. Again, Niceville Slabs and Cookies here in Niceville, Florida.
I've made some really cute notebooks out of wood. I should probably have one of those next time.
Yeah. Okay, so back to book club.
Club.
We are currently reading Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. Imagine no sunrise, vampires running the world, and one very grumpy silver saint telling his bloody tragic life story.
I've already started reading it, loving it so far. The date for our book club is locked in, October 20th at 6 p.m. Central. If you're local, come hang out at Salt and Story in Niceville, Florida. If not, we'll be streaming live on Discord. The links are in our bio.
Links are in the socials, or just email us at bookfor2podcast@gmail.com to hop in. Now, lastly, we do have an extra episode coming soon. We have teamed up with the crew from Fantastic Pod for a special episode.
Yes, we cast Quicksilver. Debated audiobook, waited to see if Scott rage quit. That episode will be dropping October 20th, so be on the lookout.
So lots of exciting things happening October 20th. And a fun fact, so Loretta from Fantastic Pod and her husband are celebrating their one-year anniversary on the same day as us, October 26th. So it was absolutely crazy when we found out that we all got married exactly 1 year ago on the same day.
It's unfortunate that we weren't actually recording when that realization happened. That was so fabulous.
We were taking a break and we were just bullshitting, and then she was like, we have a
wedding anniversary coming
up.
And
we're like, we
so
too. What
Yeah, for Halloween. Yeah. I keep meaning to exchange photos with her. Hey, let's get on that, Loretta.
Well,
I want to see your photos and I want to share our photos.
But the coincidence, the odds that sharing a date is one thing, but having the exact year and being into the same interests, like a book podcast, absolutely insane.
Just all of the little coincidences.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I feel about coincidences. Okay, before we hit play on the trauma, quick warning. This episode will contain spoilers for Blood of Hercules. Consider this your official spoiler shield.
Also, heads up, this is an adult content show. We swear like we are in an episode of The Sopranos, talk about murder like it's a kink, and when the spice hits, let's just say, we do not fade to black. So you've been warned, and you're very welcome.
All right, we're back in Blood of Hercules, and somehow Alexis survived the initiation massacre that looked more like a war zone than a test. 50 walked in, 10 crawled out.
Now she's stitched together with Spartan glue and sarcasm, stuck with two mentors who make drill sergeants look cuddly, and tossed right into the Crucible, which is basically college orientation if it came with starvation, panic attacks, and 0 bathroom breaks.
While Alexis is hanging on by pure stubbornness, the broody bunch is out here thriving. Her mentors still think she's a lost cause. The professors are sadists, and the bullies? Yeah, they suck. But sometimes they're funny, suck.
The Broody Bunch. Are we singing that right? I do not remember the Broody Bunch song. We're going to have to look that up. Oh, we could totally make a parody of this. Oh, I can parody the shit out of the Brady Bunch song,
gosh,
dude.
Yes.
Sold. All right.
Do it.
Give me time.
All right.
I will parody the fuck out of that.
Yep. This episode, we're covering chapters 9 through 13. New alliances, nightmares, near-death experiences, and the kind of dialogue that makes you pause and go, did they really just say that?
Plus, we're debuting our new game, Who's the Asshole? Where we guess which Spartan said what to Alexis and try not to give them too much credit for the comedic timing.
And Spartan Center is back on SGCN. We've got our top 5 replays, questionable mentorship strategies, and one hell of a rookie performance from our girl Alexis.
All right, real quick before we dive into the drama, shameless plug time. Sub, review, follow us, feed the algorithm gods, and hey, if you know a bookish friend who'd vibe with us, send them our way.
If you're not already hanging out with us on socials, now's the time. Sneak peeks, unfiltered chaos, and the occasional random live. Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central, we're on TikTok Live. Sometimes it's deep theories, sometimes it's total gremlin energy, most of the time. And sometimes Scott gets peer pressured into reading the spicy bits. I can't wait.
All right, get deep up in our Discord. If you've ever screamed about a plot twist at 2 a.m. and wanted someone to scream back, that's the place for it. The crew is growing, it's unhinged, and it's glorious.
Visual gremlins, we see you. YouTube's live. Full episodes, full spirals, and yes, every side eye I throw at Scott. Uh-oh, all in glorious HD.
Come treat yourself with our merch.
We're talking t-shirts.
Treat yourself.
Mugs.
Treat yourself.
Notebooks.
Treat yourself.
And even vanity plates.
Treat yourself. Because nothing says functional adult like slapping a dark Hallmark tagline on your car at bookfor2.com.
Okay, spoiler shield up. This episode covers Blood of Hercules, and Jasmine Mass gave us a full content warning, which we're passing on. Quote, "This is a story of dark romance and darker obsession. Please note that it contains themes that may be triggering for some readers. There is violence, depictions of murder, stalking, suicidal thoughts, bullying, explicit language, and betrayal. For a full list, please see the author's website, jasminemassbooks.com. It's a slow burn, but there are open door scenes. Please take care of yourself. If any of these aren't your jam, now's your chance to tap out. All right, warnings dropped, tea's hot, chaos is unlocked."
All right, let's dive into episode 34, chapters 9 through 13 of Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mass.
Let's turn the page. The Crucible, chapter 9, Alexis.
The mountain giveth, the mountain taketh away.
Well, now it's time for everyone to stumble, gasp, and roll their way right back down the mountain. Dignity long gone, ankles hanging on by vibes alone. And wouldn't it just be Alexis's luck that her long-lost half-sibling, Christos Zeus, decides this is the perfect time to bond. He's a mutt too, sunshine in human form, and apparently thinks genetics automatically makes them besties.
Aw, Dylan.
Alexis and Nyx are not buying what he's selling. He's bouncing beside them, all optimism and no awareness, the human equivalent of a golden retriever chasing a stick she never threw. Hours later, they finally reach the bottom, wheezing, ready to evaporate, and there's Christos again, still grinning, still panting, still refusing to take the cosmic hint. Alexis gives him the cold shoulder, and he treats it like a warm hug. But somehow, it's about to get worse.
Oh, he's such a sweet boy.
I know, he just wanted to be friends.
Oh, bad things are going to happen.
I know.
Because Vorax tells them it's time to swim in the river Styx with Kharon, the deadliest assassin on Earth. He's not called the Hunter for nothing.
Wow.
You only have to worry about him if he stops swimming and when he catches you. Easy enough. The cloaked figure in the boat turns toward them, fog curling like smoke around a horror movie set piece. A low growl cuts through the air, and every head snaps up. Vorex keeps running his mouth about how terrifying Kharon is. So bad the guy doesn't even have an animal protector because the creatures are scared shitless of him. Real comforting news before a midnight swim into the underworld.
Gee. So this is just about the time that Alexis realizes Kharon isn't just staring at her, he's also smiling. That's not comforting. She ducks behind her wannabe bestie Christos and peeks around him. Nope, he's definitely still staring at her. Shit. No time to wonder what kind of dungeon decor this guy prefers because Vorex is barking orders for everyone to get in the water and swim to the academy. Thankfully, Nyx decides, hey, she's got this one, and slithers down to the ground, ready to glide through the river like she owns it. And Christos, still painfully persistent, offers his hand again. Alexis hesitates, sighs, and takes it. Ew, now their bloody palms are touching, which is gross.
Vorex starts shouting. Everyone dives into the ice-cold water. That's when her chest locks up. The water's so cold it burns. Then something yanks her foot, and by the time she breaks from the pack, the pain's worse. They're swimming against the current. Alexis is barely keeping her head up when she spots Christos nearby, foaming at the mouth and begging for help. She looks around. Nothing. So, of course, she goes to him, but he's fighting something invisible, thrashing like he's caught in a net only he can see.
Weird. Well, out of nowhere, Karen's boat cuts through the fog, silent, eerie. And Alexis starts screaming at Christos to swim, trying to hold him up, but he's panicking, flailing, and ends up pulling them both under. She breaks the surface just long enough to see Kharon closing in, so she kicks away from Christos, away from that boat. Then the current drags her under again, and when she finally surfaces, she sees Kharon reach out and press a hand to Christos' forehead, and the boy thrashes and dies. It's terrible.
He did get Dylan'd, motherfucker.
Yeah. As if watching him die wasn't enough, Kharon smiles, and then he turns his attention to her. Slow and deliberate like a predator locking in on its next target.
Swim, bitch.
Thank the gods for Nyx, who jolts her out of it. Girl, swim. What the fuck are you doing? And she does, hard. Nothing like the devil himself chasing you through a death river to make you double time it to the shore.
When they finally line up again, General Cleando decides to drop a little psychological warfare. He warns them that if anyone took it upon themselves to separate the weak classmates, there would be consequences. Alexis just stares. She watched Kharon kill Christos. What the hell is he talking about? And since everyone got out of hand, no break, straight back to class. This round, lost classical lore with Professor Augustus.
Ew.
Now it's freezing back in the mountain and morale is somewhere below zero when their new professor walks in, the infamous assassin, heir to the House of Ares.
All right, let's talk about the son of Ares and Aphrodite. Okay?
Let's
Because,
talk
of
about
course, war and beauty made a baby and unleashed him on the world.
Mm.
Augustus walks in looking like sin wrapped in steel, a thick scar carved across his right cheekbone. Posture so perfect it probably hurts. Eyes black enough to make you confess your crimes, and that jawline sharp enough to cut glass.
Ooh.
Add in some dark stubble, two-tone hair split right down the middle, half black, half white, pulled back into a silky ponytail.
That shit.
Sinfully handsome feels
Yeah.
like a understatement.
Hang on for dear life.
And then he moves, muscles shifting under his shirt. I'm sorry, I got carried away with this description. And you just know the gods were showing off. He starts pacing in front of the room like a predator in his own arena. And then his animal protector appears.
Ooh, what is it?
It's not a wolf.
Nope.
It's not a lion.
What?
It's actually not a terrifying beast at all.
Okay.
It's an adorable, fluffy raccoon.
Okay.
And his name is Poco.
Yeah.
Nyx immediately clocks it as a potential snack. She could eat it in, I think she said 3 bites. While Alexis wants to Elmira it to pieces. Meanwhile, Augustus is casually warning everyone, Poco is dangerous, feral. Basically, don't touch the murder raccoon. Gotta pat that down.
Pat that down.
Oh, gotta pat that down.
Doesn't he like show his teeth too?
Yes,
Poco?
he
has,
totally
some
does. He's got
gnarly
like
teeth.
shark teeth or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Now, Augustus claims he's an honorable teacher. He won't torture you just for the fun, but if he does, he promises it will have a purpose, which is nice to know that there's a mission statement for pain.
Okay.
Then he zeroes in on Alexis. Not thrilled there's a girl in the Crucible. He asks for her opinion. She fumbles it, doesn't think women should even be there as well, mostly wondering why he thinks she volunteered for this nightmare. No sane person would.
Real.
He finally turns away, switching to his lecture on the Minotaur, in Latin, of course. She curls in on herself, trying to stay warm while following the story, when suddenly Augustus asks her a question, in English this time.
All right, so it turns out Augustus isn't just scary hot. He's also petty. He starts trying to stump Alexis, accusing her of thinking she's better than everyone else. Then she repeats his own lecture back to him, and he actually got madder. Girl cannot win. Thankfully, she nails his questions well enough that they don't have to run the circuit afterward. Woo, small victories. Augustus then shifts gears to sirens, and of course, smiles at the other initiates when they ask questions, because nothing says motivational teaching like selective encouragement from the murder raccoon's dad. And finally, class ends, and they get a 3-hour break before Pythagorean class. That feels like parole.
All right, everyone except the 2 overachievers crash by the fireplace within minutes. Curled up with Nyx, Alexis mutters that she wants to go home. Nyx just says, home is not a place, it's a person. Remember that? And that's the last thing she hears before she's out cold. So what killed Christos or Dylan?
All right, so Kharon did it because he touched his head, but he was already foaming at the mouth
Yeah,
before
it looks
that.
like Kharon put him out of his misery to me.
That's what it sounds like. Kharon was like, you already in trouble, boy. Let me help you. But it sounds like it was still terrible after Kharon touched his head.
So is there something in the water?
Maybe. Maybe because his hands were cut up and he got something in the water, like some parasites.
Now, didn't Kharon look at her at one point?
Beforehand, yes, while she was still on shore.
I don't know. While this was happening, did he
Yes.
give her a look or anything?
Yes. He looked at her, I think. Yeah, because he was coming in on his boat and looked at her curiously. He was staring at her very curiously. Yes, that was what it said. Do you want me to pull up exactly?
No, I
Okay.
was just making sure.
Yes.
And then I remember we were talking offhand about something with her blood.
Oh,
Because
yes.
they touched blood.
Yes, so that's actually my tinfoil hat for this chapter. There was emphasis on his hand being cut and him bleeding
Okay.
at the very beginning of the chapter. And then again, when she shook hands with him. And I'm thinking it's the blood-to-blood contact because the same thing happened to her mother. And I actually went back in the book and found that when she was smacking her or punching her or whatever, there was blood-to-blood contact. And her mother's mouth was foaming also, same as Christos. I think it's something to do with the blood. That's
Okay.
my thought.
That is a good theory. Very
All right.
good theory. So I'm going to jump back to big takeaways real quick. I got one more big takeaway. Weeding out the weak. So that was specifically said by General Cleando. He said, it is not your job to weed out the weak. That is my job. And he says that like in italics. So that is
Yes.
my motherfucking
That
job.
is his job.
So I'm wondering if he's going to be taking people out randomly. Because if it's his specific job to weed out the weak, maybe.
Maybe.
But Kharon just took out somebody.
Yeah.
Christos, poor guy,
Poor
Dylan.
Christos.
All right, tinfoil hat time. We have another one.
Yeah.
So 2 voices whispered to me.
Near me. 2 voices
Yeah, near me,
whispered
sorry.
near me. It was just a thing that I noted. She keeps having voices whisper near her, and I don't know who she's hearing or what she's hearing.
I'm
so I just
wondering-
wanted to point that out.
I'm wondering if it's the same voice she was hearing when she was being healed. Kharon's voice.
But she's awake.
I know, but you could still hear it. What I mean is like maybe someone's trying to speak to her telepathically. Is what I'm
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to say.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like 2 voices whispered near me. Okay, is someone trying to,
That's what
or
I'm-
can someone talk to her telepathically?
That's what I'm wondering.
Okay.
Okay, so another tinfoil hat, and this was when Augustus was teaching them about the Minotaurs, which was a crazy story. We're not going to go through the whole story, but at the end of the story, there are certain Olympians that are trapped, and they are from the House of Poseidon, and Hades will not allow any rescue efforts. Why do you think that is?
I misunderstood at the beginning, and I thought the Minotaurs were trapped, but it's the Spartans that are trapped.
And
so
Hades will not allow any rescue efforts.
of the people of the, I have no idea.
Do you think it's as simple as they just hate the Olympians that much? Or do you think that there is some grandiose plan as to why Hades has chosen this?
I'm sure that there's some kind of something. That's
I have a
Any
feeling
risk
this has to do with Medusa.
maybe Medusa, or maybe something to do with the Titans.
I'm wondering if this is a tactic with the Broody Bunch to negotiate with the Olympians for release of Medusa and these Spartans that are trapped.
But isn't Medusa in?
That's true. Yeah, Medusa is in hell. I don't know. I have no idea why they are still trapped and why Hades won't let them
yeah,
out.
tell
That's
us. You guys help us come up with some theories about this.
Yeah, does anyone else have any tinfoil hat theories for that one?
Yeah,
I don't
help
know.
us with that one. All right.
All right, so we're going to move on to quote of the chapter.
I thought this was a good
Go
quote.
for it.
There's so many. Nothing was humorous these days. People needed to learn to accept the energy of the dark times.
Yeah. I think that's where we're at in real life right now as well at this
I
point.
think that's why it struck home. I was like, yeah, nothing was
And
humorous.
I think that's why we like this book a lot, because this almost feels like where we're at right now, where we have to use dark humor to get through this shit, because it sucks. All right, so on to our pick. So my pick is Augustus himself. I think he's going to be my favorite out of the Broody bunch. I just feel like I'm going to connect with him more because you know that I'm not an asshole. I'm more like him, kind of chilled out. And also his animal protector is very close to mine because I said red panda, which is basically the red version of a fucking raccoon anyway. Yep. He also has a scar on his face. I think it's almost in the same area as Lucian, who is my absolute favorite character of all time in any book. But yeah, Augustus is my pick for sure so far until we meet other characters. But right now, Augustus will probably be my favorite.
Have you already looked at cosplay gear?
Yes, we have already started looking at cosplay gear for Augustus. I'm working on it, everybody.
I love it.
Yes.
I actually looked on Halloween. I think it's HalloweenCostumes.com. I think is the name of it. And they have some really good gear that I think you should check out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I already found my Poco, so.
Yeah, I love it so
Poco's
much.
already set.
I still have to get a large black snake for Nyx. So if anyone wants to create one or knows of one, or like, I'll do a crochet one. Yeah. Hook me up.
All right. So what's your pick?
All right. My pick is just the chest pains and then also the phantom pains up her forearms. Okay. So both of those things were again mentioned.
And that was when Christos was being attacked?
The chest pains were, yes. It started when they were in the water and she started to panic. So maybe it's this. But then it kept escalating again like it did last time. And then I can't remember what the phantom pains up the forearms. I think it was something to do with Augustus. And she had the phantom pains up her forearms. So I've started noting it in my Kindle. I have like phantom forearm pains so that I can keep note of when it happens. But yeah, I'm keeping track of that.
Good. Okay, so we're going to move on down to our character call-outs. I'll start with the first one because he reminds me of Dylan.
Oh.
He was so nice and so perky that it scared the shit out of Alexis. She could not stand it, but he was a good guy. And unfortunately, and I forgot to talk about this in our big takeaway, when he died, Alexis felt terrible. And I think we get a little insight into her brain because she said this is what happens when she tries to make friends. She loses them. Like, this guy was nice and he's now dead. And I feel terrible for her for that. So that's why she doesn't allow anybody close, because she just feels if anyone close comes to me, they either hurt me or I lose them. So it's sad. But yeah, R.I.P. Christos Zeus, half sibling of Alexis. You will be missed, just like Dylan from Fourth Wing.
Yes.
All right.
Our poor Dylan. All right, next guy, Kharon, the hunter from the House of Artemis. He is the deadliest chthonic assassin on Earth, and he has no animal protectors.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
I thought it's because he's scary.
That makes sense, considering he just touched that dude, Christos, and
boop,
dead. And everyone was terrified of him when he showed up. Okay. Again, in real Greek mythology, he is the ferryman. Yeah. He's the one who ferries you to the land of the dead.
Yeah.
All right, so now, as fitting, we are going to take my favorite person so far, Augustus. He is the assassin, heir to the House of Ares. His animal protector is a rabid raccoon named Poco, who likes to play with his hair and eat chalk.
I love it so much. He's so cute.
And Alexis is in love with him as well. Poco.
How could you not be? He just looks so fluffy until he bares his teeth, his little sharp shark teeth.
Because words absolutely fucking matter. And I feel like it matters in this book just as much as it does in SJM book. Home is not a place, it's a person. I feel like that is going to come into play later.
Sure. I could not agree more.
So it's almost like a ruby red slipper thing. You think about home and it's a person that it will take you to, whoever you find is home. So click those heels 3 times. And
that's a perfect analogy. I love that.
Back in Kansas, baby.
Yes.
Okay.
I love it.
Great chapter. Are you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
Torture, Chapter 10. Kharon, a few hours earlier.
Fog, blood, and a man with more issues than the Olympian Gazette. Let's unpack that carefully.
All right, we get our first POV change since Alexis took the wheel. And it's the day Kharon killed Christos. He's just hanging out in his boat, happily waiting for the initiates to finish the run. He's also thrilled to be here, said no one ever. His thoughts very, let's call it Dexter-ish, Dexter-coded maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out he does have animal protectors. 2, actually. Hell and Hound. And if you haven't put that together yet, they're hellhounds, which explains why they're invisible.
I think we all got that.
Yeah.
The reason people thought he didn't have one is because they're invisible. And for those of us who've seen Supernatural, we already know the drill.
That's right.
You don't see hellhounds, you hear them. And that's way worse.
Just ask Sam and Dean.
Yeah. Honestly, based on the vibes of this book, I'm willing to bet the fan overlap here is a perfect Venn diagram. Blood of Hercules readers, absolutely Supernatural people.
Yeah, I'm also going to throw him probably Buffy the Vampire Slayer in there.
Oh, yep, probably. All right, anyway, back to Kharon and his twisted inner monologue. The man really wants to rip apart the Olympians. He's just not into politics. But he's not exactly sulking about being part of the Broody Bunch either. Getting forced to fight the Titans? Oh no, that's basically his idea of a training montage.
All right, so back to shitting on the Olympians for the next 2 pages. Here's Kharon's personal list of reasons why they deserve to have throats ripped out in no particular order. Number 1, forcing a marriage oath and diluting Broody Bunch blood with Partridge family weakness. Number 2, weak bitches who can't wield real power and are barely better than humans. Fair.
Okay.
And last but not least, number 3, 0 feral bloodlust. They'll never understand the glory of ripping someone apart with their bare hands while their heart's pounding from the rush of real power. And he's not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's not forget the time they tossed him into the Dolomites, even though he wasn't old enough for the Crucible. That one left a mark, literally, emotionally.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
There are healthy ways to deal with trauma, and then there's Kharon's way. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. Unless you already have a solid plan for where to hide the bodies. He doesn't hunt to outrun his demons. He hunts to feed them, which somehow feels a lot worse. Maybe he's just using the wrong F word.
Fuck? You want him to fuck his demons?
No, I want him to face his demons.
Yeah, that's way better than fucking your demons.
Oh my God.
All right. He also has nicknames, by the way, and they're pretty good too. Ready?
Yeah.
Insomniac. That's not too bad. Sociopath.
That's worse.
All right, that's getting a little worse. Hunter.
Okay. You can hunt other things.
This is probably the worst one. Killer.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad.
However, I think those are more diagnoses than nicknames.
Yeah.
Now, after patiently waiting, he finally spots his prey. Sorry, initiates. Weak little things that would never last 5 minutes in Broody Bunch training, of course. Then Hell and Hound start twitching. The dogs only do that when something nearby is a predator. And not many things can threaten them outside of Augustus, of course.
All right, get this. Who sets them off? The abandoned girl.
What?
Wait. Kharon clocks her immediately because when Alexis was being healed, something about her already pinged on his radar. Not her power, her perception. The way she studies the world like it's a puzzle that still deserves solving. I get it. We're all a little drawn to that. Someone who could stare straight into a nightmare and still notice the details. He hasn't felt that kind of pull since Augustus. And that's saying something because the two of them bonded over trauma, scars, and homicidal tendencies. Alexis doesn't fit that mold. She looks soft, fragile, breakable, wide-eyed in a world that eats innocence for breakfast. But Hell and Hound, they are not fooled. Whatever vibe they're catching off her is wrong. The hackles go up, the growls kick in. They're in full rip it apart before it moves mode.
This has him very curious about Karizima. Knew it. And by curious, he wants to know what makes her tick. Literally. From the insides.
From the insides.
We're now at the scene where Christos dies, but this time it's from Kharon's point of view. According to him, something was attacking the boy. Then he realized it was Alexis, and it's the servantly turning him on. But the end was way darker. When Kharon touched Christos, it let the kid see Hell and Hound right before they tore him apart. And we end with Kharon basically licking his chops at Alexis. That is pretty, yeah, he's pretty,
I think sociopath was a really good
I
description.
feel like all 4 of those are really,
yes,
Jesus.
but sociopath for sure. There was no remorse,
This
no
dude's sick
nothing
as
there.
fuck.
And now he's all obsessed. I love it.
Okay.
All right, so big takeaways.
He thinks Alexis killed Christos.
Alexis thinks he did it, and he thinks Alexis did it.
And this is why points of views matter.
Yes.
Because now, who did what? So,
did it?
Kharon definitely killed him at the end. in a very fucked up way. We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
But something was attacking, and he thinks it was Alexis. Whatever Alexis was doing was attacking Christos.
Yes. He blames her.
And it seems like an invisible force, which was just like what happened to Mother.
Yep. And the foaming at the mouth just happened with Mom.
Yes.
So one of my tinfoil hats, I'm just going to say it now because we're talking about it. She turned towards him when he was looking at her, and he had an insane realization. Could it be that her eyes were red and he realizes that she is Thonic?
All right.
Or
We'll
is killing?
drop down to our tinfoil hat section real quick with that one.
Yeah.
So it's very possible.
That's what I'm wondering, because he said, I had an insane realization, but it doesn't go into what that was. That's all it says. It's like, I had an insane realization
Right
when
here-
she looked at him.
Right here, the first tinfoil hat we have is Pain stabbed through Kharon's chest when he activated his Thonic powers.
To
And
end
so
Christus.
her chest is also activating when this is happening. So
Yes, and all of the chest pains that she has when stuff is happening
Yeah.
with her mom.
well, not only that, but you have Hell and Hound growling at her, and they only growl at predators that can take them on. So that tells me that Alexis is a bigger threat than we know.
And they had growled at her before when he was taking care of her, when she was healing.
Okay.
All signs are pointing to maybe she's
Thonic, of course. She's a broody
Yeah.
bunch. And
Okay.
again, I'm still going with the tinfoil hat that she belongs to Medusa. Because Nyx and
So my question, is she a mix? Is she
Yes.
Sonic and Olympian?
I think that's why she was abandoned. There's some type of
Something.
affair that happened. Something happened. Yeah. To Medusa. And it has to do with Medusa. Everything has to do with Medusa. I'm telling you,
Okay. All right. It's
she was framed.
yes.
Okay.
I agree with that. I just don't know how.
So it's pretty much confirmed that it was him at the end of the bed touching her, calling her Charisma, saying that if you die, I'll come back and bring you to life and kick your ass and all that shit. So it's him.
Clearly.
So that is a nickname. That is a trope.
Yes, for sure.
There's our trope call out right there.
That and like he'd known her before.
Yes, that is also
For
a very
sure.
known trope. I've known you before. Ooh, spicy moment.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to his sick fucking mind, we can say he's going to devour her in a sociopathic, murderous way. But I think it means devour her. Like he just wants to devour her essence because he's so enamored by what the fuck she is. He's because with
his
people like him,
curiosity is like
Yeah,
off the charts.
his problem is he's bored as fuck. Nothing excites him anymore. And
Yes.
now he's got this, and he's
something different.
Yes. And
Yes.
I think Jasmine Mass is showing that this is the problem a lot of times with billionaires and rich people that are bored.
That's a good point. Ooh,
Yeah, they
Look
become
at you.
sociopathic. And
got to find other ways to entertain themselves.
because, again, I do feel as much as this book is a comedy and stuff, there are deeper meanings. I have a feeling that this is about patriarchy, taking down the patriarchy because they hate the fact she's a girl in a man's world. And also, what's it called? Nepotism. The word, not authoritarianism. It's where you get ahead in life just for being rich. Meritocracy? Is that what it is? Yeah, meritocracy.
No, a meritocracy would be where you excel by merit.
They say it's merit-based, right? I forget what it is, where obviously Nepo babies go to Yale and shit, where the poor kid, they have to jump through every fucking hoop possible just to get there. And
Yeah, I can't remember
Yeah.
what that's called.
anyway, I think that she's talking shit about that here as well. I could be wrong. It might
No,
not be
that
deep.
totally tracks. That makes sense because all of the heirs and heiresses have this expectation of themselves. Yeah, or
Yeah,
of
hold on,
them.
I'm going
Yeah.
to look it up.
Okay.
Quick. Government are holding the power by people seated on the basis of their ability. Yeah, it is by influence, merit. Yeah, it is for like rich people. That's why they want to get rid of DEI.
Yes.
Because they say, oh, it should be based off merit. Because that's how they got us in the military, too. Right before I got out, like 5-6 years ago, they changed the whole EPR system. And it became more biased because all the supervisors got together and voted on basically who gets the higher ranking, blah, 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 blah. So if you're a golden boy and kiss ass, yeah, you could be a shitty fucking worker and get fucking hooked up.
Shit.
Yeah, so that's what this is, basically. Like, oh, you're my friend. And so it takes
good
away,
old boy
Yeah,
network.
it's a good old boy. And it can turn into racism. It can turn into sexism very quickly. And I'm pretty sure it has already.
DEI matters.
It's not, and everyone thinks it's just race and sex when it comes to DEI, but it's for people that are handicapped. It's for old people. It's for young people. It's so everyone has a piece of the pie. That's what DEI is
So
for.
everyone has a chance
It's not
because
just for a specific group.
yeah.
Anywho, quote. Okay. Go ahead.
Glory be to Kronos. Thank you for delivering this exquisite creature to me like a lamb for slaughter.
Nice.
Which I think leads directly into your pick.
Yeah, that goes back to him wanting to devour her. That's why I picked that quote, because it's the way he says it, though. I can see where you guys might find it a little sexy. I'm like, okay.
I mean,
Because he wants to, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
So my pick is definitely, it's a pretty fucked up way he kills people where you don't know he has an animal protector. Then right at that last moment, he's like, surprise, you can see my hellhounds, and they're going to rip you apart.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Did you have a pick?
I didn't have one for this chapter. I don't know why, but I feel like I had 12 tinfoil hats, so I could have picked any one of those for my picks.
Speaking of Hell and Hound, those are our character callouts because those are the new ones that we met. They are his animal protectors for Kharon, and obviously they're invisible.
So do you think the Assembly of Death knows, or the Broody Bunch? Do you think the Broody Bunch know about Hell and Hound?
I guarantee they do.
Okay.
They're family.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, you even heard how close Kharon and Augustus are.
Yes.
I guarantee they know.
Sure.
The Broody Bunch seem like a very close-knit family, just like the Brady Bunch.
They do. They seem like they are telling each other everything.
But definitely a rivalry between the Brady Bunch and the Partridge family.
The Broody Bunch?
And the Partridge family.
For
which
sure.
are the Olympians, of course. Okay.
Are you ready to turn the page?
Let's do it.
Hell, Chapter 11. Alexis.
New day, same pain. Let's see how long before someone passes out.
All right, a tiny bit of lore to kick us off. Apparently, humans once tried nuking the Titans.
Huh.
Spoiler, it didn't work. So yeah, mortals 0, giant murder gods, are still winning. We're back in the Crucible, and Alexis and the rest of the initiates are so far past tired, they're basically hallucinating teamwork. Enter Professor Augustus and his cute but murderous sidekick again, Poco. And he decides now's the perfect time for a history lesson. Turns out, female mutts can actually choose to join the Crucible, but heiresses, nope. That's considered dishonorable, so they'd get married off like prize cattle. Super classy.
Very. All right, so we get a little bit of a lore drop here. He also explains the 4 common things to all Spartans, Partridge family, Broody Bunch all included. Number 1, immortality, which is a what?
A privilege, not a right.
That's right. After you turn 20, though, instead of death, you do go into a coma. Even if you're chopped up in little pieces, you just are in a much longer coma. Number 2, they have enhanced intelligence, which explains Alexis. Number 3, ability to teleport across the globe. However, the first teleport always takes them to what they consider home, words matter, people, right?
Yes.
However, it is difficult to do, and only a very few amount of Spartans can actually do it. Last but not least, most importantly, number 4, just like with any good romantasy book, binding oaths, baby. Spartans have the unique ability to take an oath, a literal binding contract that changes the neural pathways in the brain. However, both Spartans have to say Latin words to cement it, and each Spartan gets 3 bonds in their lifetime, and the animal protector does count as 1. So unlike other romantasy books, instead of 1 bond, you at least get 3. No one really does it anymore, however, except for marriages and bonding with animal protectors, which the initiates will do in December if they survive this summer.
Getting an animal protector isn't exactly a walk in the park, though. Nothing about being a Spartan is. Come on. These creatures can sense power levels, the nature of your soul, and get this, they choose whether they want to bond with you.
Interesting.
So, no bond, no graduation. That's actually very similar to Fourth Wing. Basically, you can train your whole life and still get ghosted by your future familiar. Aw. And while Augustus is explaining all of this, Alexis is drifting off. Classic burnout moment. And she remembers the onesie she was found in. There was embroidery on it. A date. 1/23/2080. She's assuming that's her birthday, which, yikes, that's bleak when your only baby keepsake doubles as a mystery clue. She snaps back just in time for Augustus to casually mention, if an animal protector doesn't like your aura, they can melt your brain.
What the fuck?
Totally motivational, right?
And cute.
After that little pep talk, it's time to meditate. Cassius, yes, the Hermes boy with literal wings on his ankles, says he felt power during his meditation, and that's about when Alexis's delirium finally decides to go off script.
All right, classes were starting to blend together before she needed a break and excused herself to the bathroom. Alexis was breaking down in there, completely unsure if she could keep going. I think the way Augustus was treating her was like the final straw.
Yeah.
Luckily, she's got Nyx for a pep talk, which I'm sure we're going to see on the highlights of Spartan Center. But she had to do this for Charlie. When she came back to class, Augustus looked like he was about to say something nasty, but then he saw something was off and thought better of it. Aw.
Oh.
The only Broody Bunch member with a heart. Maybe.
Well, time keeps crawling, classes are melting together, and by the time Leo from House of Apollo straight up passes out mid-lesson, we all know it's about to go downhill. Cleandro wakes him up, and that's the kiss of death. Now everyone has to run the circuit. By the end of it, Alexis is ready to keel over, but in a rare act of mercy, Augustus actually wraps a blanket around her, gives her water, and whispers something about phonics. She's too far out of it to remember what he said. It was in her bad ear anyways. It's the most suspiciously gentle moment in the entire book so far. Augustus again.
However, we will revisit what he said in her ear.
Then good old Piney rolls in with a test, because clearly no one's suffered enough. But after the test, easily the funniest thing in the book happens so far. Our poor girl is so delirious that she's staring at Augustus while she meditates, thinking she's having an internal monologue, except she's not. She's saying everything out loud, every single thought. And just when you think it can't get worse, she apparently adds sound effect, doing her best Big Bertha the humpback whale impression.
Easily funniest part of the book.
Deceased.
After Pine got done grading the test, he put everyone's name on the board in order they place. Now, apparently, Jason from House Athena couldn't get a single question right. Ugh. He was forced to run the circuit and didn't return. More time passed, more classes, more circuit runs. Her mind and body were both wearing down. Then a voice out of nowhere. Congratulations, you survived the first 2 weeks. She was so out of it, she didn't even realize it was Patro before he whisked her away. Yay, we get Patro next chapter. Woohoo! More shit talking. All right. So the biggest takeaway is we learn about the 4 common traits of Spartans. So enhanced intelligence. We know about the immortality after you turn 20.
Mm-hmm.
We did not know how difficult it was to teleport, though.
We did not. No, we didn't realize that wasn't just going to be some easy kind of thing that you are Spartan and now you know how to teleport.
So the first teleport takes you home,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is one of our tinfoil hats, right? We do not have that. That is very surprising. Okay. Oh, I will fix that. So it does say your first teleport takes you home. In last chapter, Nyx mentioned that home is a person.
Yeah.
So do we think that this is a foreshadowing for her to teleport back to Charlie?
That's what I'm going to guess, because that is her home. And that's what Nyx alluded to. Home is not a place, it's a person. So essentially, maybe she would end up wherever Charlie is. So regardless of where he is, she will end up where he is, what I'm guessing.
Okay, this just made me think of a couple personal tinfoil hats for myself.
Ooh, okay.
She is going to be able to teleport, but not until the end of the book. And that's going to take her home to Charlie, and that's going to be a cliffhanger. Number 2 is in line with the 4th common thing with all Spartans is the binding oaths, because you can have 3. I think Charlie is going to be one of them to make sure that they are together forever somehow.
Ooh.
That is my guess. So that means if she gets an animal protector and Charlie, that means eventually she might have to choose instead of being a Y choose. That's my guess. That is my guess. I'm not saying it's going to happen in this book, but eventually, probably at the end of the series, she might have to choose, and that'll be her last binding oath. That's my guess.
I like it. I like where your head's at. I'm not saying nothing about nothing.
All right, so speaking of binding oaths, they get 3, and an animal protector is 1.
Yes, let's talk about animal protectors real quick.
Let's do it.
The animal protector's eyes will change to the color of their connected. Nyx's eyes are purple.
Yes.
Fate's eyes are purple.
Yeah.
Now I'm noting everyone's eye colors. Everyone.
Jasmine Mass is playing with us. Because Nyx being a snake, you automatically think Medusa, because snake hairs. However, at first we thought Fate was Nyx because of the eye color, but now we know Fate is not Nyx. But you were right, they have the same eye color. It could still be Fate's animal protector, because Fate did say she wants to help finagle Alexis's fate.
Yes, and she has been there this whole time, and Fate dropped Charlie off.
Yes.
There's a lot. There's a lot happening. And Nyx never leaves her. Ever.
That's true.
ever.
Yeah, we're going to start paying attention to eye color because she mentioned Charlie's eye color. I can't remember. It was yellow.
A yellow, almost glowed in the dark.
Yeah, so that's a special color.
Yes.
Okay. So let's pay closer attention to eye color for our tinfoil hats.
Yes.
One more tinfoil hat. Did Cleandro disappear that kid like he said he was going to in Chapter 9? Because he said it is his discretion.
Yes. And only he went on that circuit run and he didn't come back.
And there's no stupid Spartans.
No, and
he didn't get a
said
fucking
he
single
makes
question
sure
right.
of that. So
Gone. He gone.
do you think he killed him or?
Yeah.
Yeah, because death is the only option.
Put him in a coma because they don't die. They get put in comas.
What if they turn them into Titans? I'm just throwing it out there.
You just broke my brain.
I saw that.
No, that's not a bad thing. You might be onto something here. Whoa. Okay. That might be.
Because we don't know where the Titans came from.
That's a good point.
Huh.
Now, be honest. Are you saying this because you?
No,
put
I
up from when you read the
legitimately
book?
do
Okay.
not know.
No, that's a legit tinfoil hat. That's a good one. Okay.
It just popped into my head and I was like, oh, maybe because of this. Like, where did he go? Why would they kill them? And then where did the Titans come from? Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. I have one more tinfoil hat.
Okay.
At the very end of the chapter, Patro is touching her head and he says she's telling the truth. Is that his ability? Is that his mental ability?
That sounds.
Because we don't know
we
what
don't
his
know it.
is. So that's interesting. So I think we find out maybe what Patro's ability is.
That would.
But he doesn't
Whoa,
care.
Whoa.
What?
Was he? Remember before when she was in high school and they were watching the feed, and the Titan said something? Was he talking to Patro before they cut the feed? Because was Patro touching the Titan? Was the Titan about to tell him something the truth, and then that's why Patro cut the feed?
I think the Titan told Patro, hey, we're being videoed. And that's
Okay.
when Patro looked over and went, oh shit, we are. And that's when they stomped on it. So I'm not sure.
What if? No, because there has to be bodies, right? Because I was gonna say, what if the Broody Bunch aren't killing the Titans and there's like a pact? But wouldn't the Olympians want to see the Titan's body? I would think so.
The Titans are just there to make the humans
But the
care about the Olympians and the Thonic.
I agree, but who brought them out? Who's the one? What is the deal?
Maybe that was the deal. We'll stop fighting each other if we can be gods again to the humans.
So what do the Titans get out of it?
They don't die. They're immortal. They couldn't even nuke them. So is that the option?
I don't know.
Where are we? Let me out of this ocean.
Yeah, I'm fucking lost right now. I don't even see land. Holy shit.
Somebody
Oh my
help
God.
us.
I think we're in outer space at this point. Jesus. Okay, let's just move on to the quote, which is the
Wow.
entire Big Bertha scene. We're not going to quote the whole thing.
Oh my
Go back
God.
and read it if you want to laugh your ass off.
That was the best scene
Yeah.
in the entire book.
So
far.
fucking funny. That's the
Just-
video where we were on TikTok laughing our asses off. So funny.
Gosh,
And
so
again,
good.
that's my pick, whale scene. That's obvious. But you have a good pick too.
I do. I
love
love. They were talking about Hermes, Cassius from the House of Hermes.
Yeah.
And she said, "Nice. He has cankles."
No, but he mentions what everyone thinks because for some odd ass reason, when people depict Hermes or anything Hermes-ish, they have the floating wings attached to their skin, and it always looks weird. I think that's
so creepy.
I think that's what Jasmine Mass is saying here. Like, it is very creepy looking, but for some reason, I think in like actual Greek mythology, it's connected to his footwear.
Oh, really?
I think I'll have to double check. It's been a while.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, I can see where it's creepy, and she calls them cankles. That's funny.
Nice. He has cankles.
All right.
And she says it just like that in the book. Nice.
Yeah.
He has
All right.
cankles.
We have a tiny trope call out. So Augustus is taking it easy on her after the bathroom.
Yes.
You know,
Augustus has a heart.
Mm.
I know he's not trying to show it, and he's still glaring the shit out of her, but he at least paused and took into account, like, hey, she looks distraught.
Then our character call out, new character meet, was Cassius with the cankles, House of
Cankles.
Hermes. And last but not least, we already talked about our lore talk,
Yep.
which was the 4 common traits of the Spartans and the animal bonding, which was the important lore talk of this chapter.
Heck yeah. This was a heck of a chapter. Lots of great talk. Love the whale scene. Yeah, let's go.
Mentor Days, Chapter 12. Alexis.
Nothing like a little light drowning and character development to start the day.
Mentor Days started just about as you'd expect, giving her mentors. She didn't want to wake up, which is understandable, but They weren't having it, so they tossed her into the water. And of course, her first reaction was to freak out. She associates water with Kharon now. She's sputtering, freaking out, hip deep in warm water. She's not at the river Styx, though, so she takes in the scenery and realizes that she's back at the Crimson Duo's home. Why couldn't they just let her sleep, though? They only had 3 days left, and they need to strategize and get some food and water in her. That's why she had to wake up.
Patro's dragging her toward the shore by the leg when it hits her. He's touching her.
That's a nope.
That's a big nope. So she reacts the only way her brain allows and nails him right in the jewels. And that goes exactly how you'd expect it. He's furious and he starts threatening and she fires right back with a few smart-ass comments. And then she remembers, oh shit, this Patro, he's deadly and unhinged. And that realization sends her backing up towards the house, hobbling closer to Nyx just in case she needs to prove a point. Patro stalks up after her, stops, and because he's an absolute jerk, just flexes at her. And she screams, and he just smirks. When she finally asks when she even got there, they tell her it was yesterday afternoon. She'd been out of it, didn't recognize anyone, and had to be hosed off outside. And then she had slept for the last 12 hours. So yeah, ocean dunk therapy. Strategize, scare the crap out of Alexis before breakfast.
When she says she doesn't want to go back, Petro tells her to grow up and drags her inside. The food spread looked like it was catered by the gods, though. She immediately eats herself sick. First time she's ever had a full meal, so her stomach clocks out halfway through, but round 2 goes better. Petro naturally misses every social cue known to man and starts criticizing her weak stomach and her big meal energy. Clearly, Kronos is screwing with them. They pulled the weakest Spartan in the draft. And Alexis, she's done with it. She hits back. Must be so tragic that your fate as generals rests in my pathetic hands.
And they totally take that as a threat. Relax, guys. She's not sharpening knives. She's just tired and hangry. All she wants is a strategy, something that doesn't involve her being treated like dead weight. But of course, Patro's version of strategy sounds like it was brainstormed during a testosterone convention. And you just know whatever's coming next is going to be equal parts dangerous and dumb.
So he lays out his strategy, and by strategy, the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Seduce the other inmates so they'll screw up.
Initiates.
Use her feminine wiles because that's the only move in the book. She'd rather die, which sounds like the best option to her. He doesn't believe she can beat them, so guess what's left? You're going to have to beat them. He still doesn't get how she survived 2 weeks, and just as she starts to feel a spark of confidence, the air shifts. Boom, and in walks Kharon. Immediate panic. Patro wasn't expecting him either. Wonders if he's here about the marriage law. Kharon says no. He's not worried about it, just thinks Patro isn't bloodthirsty enough.
So Alexis is just sitting there, soaking in the view that is Kharon, probably her first peaceful second in weeks, when Patro decides to open his mouth. And he tells Kharon she's been threatening him and Achilles with purposefully dying. Why are you bringing her into this? Kharon naturally finds this hilarious, and Alexis not so much. She's immediately backpedaling. I was totally kidding. Please don't murder me in your dungeon. Turns out he's just here to talk shop, Titan movements, upcoming mission plans, and oh yeah, he's crashing in their shed for a few days. Patro throws in his usual patronizing tone, and it finally hits her. Wait a minute. They're joking with Kharon, the guy who collects trauma like trading cards.
Kharon is angered about marrying an Olympian. They're powerless and too afraid to look him in the eye. More talk about stabbing Olympians, and of course, Patro wants to bring her back into focus. They'll continue their conversation tomorrow. 3 men leave, and Alexis lets out a breath, only to freeze when Kharon reappears, stalks over to her, and threatens her.
The hand around her throat was a nice touch.
Then he turns the tables and tells her that he knows what she did to Christos. Alexis still denies she had anything to do with Christos' death. She was just trying to save him.
And just like that, Kharon cuts her off. No build-up, no proof, just pure accusation. Alexis is standing there thinking, how did he get this so wrong? But his voice doesn't even match his eyes. There's fury on the surface and then something else underneath. And then he's gone. He just leaves. So she goes back to her room on autopilot, shower again, bed. And of course, the dreams, nightmares show up instantly. The devil asking why she's lying about who she really is. And she wakes up screaming. Girl is in survival mode now, gorging on tiny bits of food constantly, scalding showers just to feel something, anything warmth. Night falls, and again, it's more nightmares. Crimson-eyed man, possessive hand on her leg again. Then it's morning. Same routine, rinse and repeat.
The day before she has to go back to the academy, she runs dramatically into the sea in a half-hearted attempt to off herself before returning to the hellhole. She ends up floating on the water with Nyx, thinking about Charlie, pretending she's an astronaut in our time. Nyx tries to convince her that eating a freshly caught rat might do the trick.
Gross.
The feeling of being watched is persistent, but there's no one in sight. She feels like prey. Might as well scream to the water some more. One of the biggest takeaways in this chapter, they think Alexis is lying about who she is and what she can do. What do you think about that?
Do you think that's why maybe they're assholes towards her? Because they think she's just constantly lying to them?
If that's the case, that's kind of fucked up. Why don't they just talk to her and ask her?
He does say, why are you lying? But he doesn't say, why are you lying
exactly.
about...
Yeah, if you're going to
accuse someone of lying, you got to tell them what you're accusing them of lying about.
Yeah.
What's the subject matter here, sir?
I mean, this is not a spoiler, and obviously we read ahead, but she gets frustrated at the fact that all of the Broody Bunch people are very cryptic anyway, so... Yeah. So it's on purpose, obviously. They're just dicks to be dicks. I just think they're dicks.
Yeah. They just think that she's lying and knows who she is and what she can do. I don't know.
But my question is, because you know how sometimes, especially in the Play to Prisoner series with Slade, it's a front usually, like their meanness and stuff, and Rhysand and Akatar, where in front of the millions of people, I got to put on this front that I'm an asshole to play dark and broody, but in real life. But
I'm a cuddly
here,
bear.
do you think they really are just dicks? Because if we're going to go Greek gods and goddesses from those times, they were dicks.
Yeah, and it sounds like the Chthonics would be the worst of them.
Yeah, so maybe this is just how they are. This is probably just them.
So
it is what it is. It's going to be that kind of book, and I'm okay with it. But speaking of dickheadish things, let's talk about the worst strategy ever.
I guess there's only 3 strategies. Kill them, defeat them, or fuck them. So she's not going to do fucking them. And they don't think that she can defeat them. So he's saying that she has to kill them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you think that this is the author kind of calling out this kind of trope that men are like, oh, just use
your
vagina to get what you want?
Yeah, of course.
Because I think this is like a take on how men, because how Kamala Harris and all them were treated, like, oh, they're just using their vagina to get to the top. She slept their way to the top.
their way to the top.
Yeah, so I think that's what she is kind of hinting to in this. Oh, Patro's just saying, just do what women normally do. Sleep your way to the top. And she's like, no.
Yeah. No, thanks. I'd rather die.
Yeah. And that's, again, why I like this book, because even though that's very dickheadish and we should hate Patro, but they do it in a joking manner and in a funny way, but she's still bringing these issues to light.
Yeah. I wonder if they would have suggested that if she wasn't a girl. Because they're all very free sex anyway.
I
so
was,
I wonder if those
questioning
are,
that too.
I wonder if those are the 3 options for
everybody.
Everyone.
And if that's the case, then you can't be mad at him, and it really wouldn't be misogyny, because then that's an even playing field.
Yeah.
Because then if it's everyone's doing it, then it's everybody wants even Stevens.
Yeah.
There you go.
You've got 3 options. Everybody has the same 3 options. So I don't know. All right,
that's a good question.
Yeah. All right.
I think it's different because she's a female, and they need females, and they need, because there's so few of them, that might still be a little bit more misogyny, but I think it is more in the light of, we don't need you guys getting hurt because you're kind of important. But again, they don't tell them this.
Yeah. It's all very hush. They just assume that she knows everything. I think this is part of where my frustration started happening for this book when I read it the first time, is I'm like, somebody needs to fucking communicate before I lose my goddamn mind.
And I can see that frustration.
Yeah, I think that's where I started to get frustrated. I was like, will somebody please say something? Like, actually say something?
But I also think that's part of this slow burn. The author does admit that this is a slow burn, and it is a slow burn, because if you think about how much time has actually gone by, not a lot has gone by, and a lot of it has just been her in a delirious state from being starved and all this other stuff. Not a lot has really happened, so you can't really be too mad at them, because if you think about like how often they've actually interacted with each other, it's not a lot, because she gets picked up from her home, and then after the massacre, they're together for a few weeks as she heals, and then off to the Crucible on your own. We'll see you in another 2 weeks, and then they're only together for a few days. Back to the Crucible, and then it was supposed to be 2 weeks and ended up being 4 weeks. And then here we are again. So they really don't see each other that much. So there's really not, they don't know each other enough to talk. You know what I'm saying? So you're still like feeling each other out. You don't know each other. So you can't really say, oh, why don't they communicate? Are you going to communicate to a stranger?
listen, they keep saying and accusing her of things, and I get it. She is neurospicy, and she's not just going to volunteer that information. It's not for them to know. I get it. It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just frustrating.
Let's start with our tinfoil hat section this time. What do you got?
Yes. The only abandoned mutts that ever survive do so because their powers are insane. So she and who's the other abandoned mutt? Drex. She and Drex
They're both
should be
thonic.
super fucking powerful, right?
Thonics are the most powerful, and they're both thonic. Yeah, that makes sense.
So their powers are insane. So she's insane. Her
Well,
powers are crazy.
We knew that in Kharon's chapter when Hel and Hound were going absolutely insane.
Yeah,
when
that
she
she
was
was a
around.
predator.
And then we also noticed that he has a tattoo on his neck,
Yeah.
Furia. So let's see what that Furia.
It means fury or anger. I couldn't find any other meaning for Furia, even in slang.
Yeah, it's
I couldn't
just
find it. I'm wondering what it is specifically for this book, what it means. I'm curious.
yeah.
I wonder if it has something to do with fate.
We're assuming that he's death. So Fury, death, that kind of goes hand in hand.
Maybe. It could be as simple as that. All right. I have the quote for this chapter. This was my favorite quote of this chapter. It may not be yours. The audacity of man persists.
That's a good quote. No, but your pick, I think, is the one that every woman loves from this book because they keep putting it on our social media.
I really feel like we should make a shirt about this one.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that when we get to your pick. Okay.
I did want to talk about another thing that was said. Patro is not bloodthirsty enough for Kharon. And who does he want to marry? Satan? This was an Alexis thought. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about your pick for this chapter, though.
Okay, so my pick was at the very end where she's dramatically running into the sea because she doesn't want to go back to the Crucible.
I imagine Naruto running into the sea.
I imagine like arms in the air, just whoop, just waving as she runs. And then the funny thing is, if I were directing this scene, I would also show it from Broody Bunch, the three guys just sitting there, maybe having tea outside. Like she doesn't know that they're out there and they just see her running. What the fuck is she doing? And
my
they're just
gosh.
both sitting there, nah, I don't know. And they go back to their tea and she just runs into the ocean all crazy. Look. Dude, that'd be absolutely hilarious.
I love it. That would be perfect. I'm envisioning it as you're saying it. That sounds great.
Or they would just be sipping tea and be like, it's normal.
Uh,
Yeah, that'd be so fucking funny.
as we were.
So your pick has the best line in the book for all the women. Go for it.
A man was speaking, so I stopped listening. I need that on a shirt and stickers and notebooks.
I'm surprised Jasmine Mass doesn't have that.
I wouldn't be surprised, actually.
She needs to get on that ASAP.
it might- it might
I
already be out
guarantee
there.
people would buy the shit out of it. Just have Alexis on there with that. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little. Alexis.
I think
Jasmine, we can do it.
Then we get a little spicy moment with Kharon and Alexis when he grabs her neck, a little neck grabbage.
Yeah. It's like, don't you dare with my new necklace.
Remember the first time I grabbed your neck?
What?
What? And you were like, what'd you say? Oh, this is interesting. Or something like that.
I said, oh, well, this just got more interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know. You looked all sweet and innocent.
Hey, it's always the sweet and innocent ones.
It's true. It's true.
Okay. All right. We got another trope call out. We got some more smells.
Yeah, somebody
is-
smells.
What does Kharon smell like?
A violent rainstorm.
Mm,
Salt tinged with rain. Like a hurricane.
that's what it is. Salt and rain.
Salt tinged with rain.
Yes.
A hurricane. A violent rainstorm.
All right. So
Mm.
Patro was fire. That was,
Achilles is amber and fire.
yes. And then ice and mint.
Ice and mint.
Oh.
And Kharon is salt tinged
And-
with rain.
And we don't know Augustus yet. Okay. So we got one more Broody Bunch to figure out what their smell is.
One more to sniff out.
We got it. We'll get it. Yeah, we got to sniff them out.
All right, real quick, let's talk about this lore talk. This is hilarious because of where we live. All space missions were abandoned after a lone Titan massacred almost every person in Florida. It was one of the first places they'd attacked. Rightfully-
And I'm wondering if she wrote this because that's where she's from or because of the way that things are in Florida right now. Because, man, either Florida or Texas just needs...
Just take one of those out
yeah,
first.
take one of them out. And let us
Go
leave
there first.
Let us leave Florida before this happens.
Yeah,
please.
at least we're in the Panhandle. Maybe we'd escape. Maybe if it was in like Orlando or Tampa or something.
That's a good place to go. Disney, you knock out a whole bunch of people.
Oh,
Disney
all at once.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
This was an exciting chapter. We got
Yeah.
one more to go.
Okay, you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go. Tests. Chapter 13. Alexis.
Where the tests are in Latin, the professors are unhinged, and Alexis accidentally invents erotic academia.
Back at the Crucible, it's August, and the 8 remaining initiates are waiting for Augustus. Alexis is actually proud of herself for remembering all their names, which honestly deserves a medal at this point. So we've got Demetrius, mutt of Apollo, Maximum, mutt of Hera, Drex Chen, of course, Cassius, heir to Hermes, then the bullies, Leo, mutt of Apollo, Alessander, mutt of Poseidon, and last but certainly least, Titus, mutt of Dionysus. You called that one.
I did. Yeah, I figured he'd be from Dionysus. I have to point out that General Cleandro is reading How to Effectively Torture People While Exerting the Least Effort Possible. I wonder if they have that on Kindle.
I wonder.
He's the guy that you see at Barnes & Noble buying self-help books while doing 75 hard. Gross. Next to him was a black box, a reminder to the class that Kharon was always waiting for them. Nice. It's clear the instructors are fucking with them because they haven't had a circuit in a week. Everyone's on edge, buttholes completely puckered. Mind games are part of this fucked up Hogwarts. Meanwhile, Nyx is completely bored.
We are back in delirium territory. Alexis is so far gone, she's cracking jokes in her head, high-fiving herself for them. Kate.
Forgot about that one. Okay.
And honestly, the jokes were good. I'd high-five myself too, even if everyone else looks one minor concussion away from mutiny. Then, bang! In walks Augustus in his sweet but deadly little poke. So cute. Full-on raccoon mother mode. But he's not alone. He's got Theros, heir to Zeus, the only heir Zeus has had in centuries. This is about to get serious. Augustus says they're doing a demonstration to show why meditation matters. And meanwhile, Alexis is thinking very unmeditative thoughts about Carl Gauss and a toga, and Augustus catches her eye, which is terrifying because she's pretty sure he just heard that. Okay, maybe 10% convinced he could read minds? Unfortunately, right as she's picturing him in a dress, being the doting raccoon mother that he truly is.
Theros talks about his meditation and something about a ball of light and some tingling. And I agree with Alexis, no man should ever say tingling.
It does sound weird coming from you.
Yeah. He goes on about how the power is impossible to ignore, which just confirms for Alexis that she's got nothing. Once Theros' ability is fully activated, Augustus attacks, only for his arm to stop midair. Turns out, Theros can create a shield for up to 2 hours, and he can trap someone in it with him. So if you're close enough before he activates it, you're either screwed or protected. Good to know.
Noted for later. Augustus clearly doesn't love that Theros has to practice every day to get stronger. Sorry, some people have to work for their god powers, Professor Raccoon Dan. And of course, he keeps giving Alexis that look. You know, the I'm watching you, but not a comforting way. Then boom, Professor Pine, and boom, back to Augustus. Time has ceased to have meaning. All right, now he's talking about sirens because what's a little light coursework without trauma and sexual objectification? So fun facts for the day. They can regenerate. They're smarter than Spartans, which is a low bar. They understand every language, but can only speak their own gibberish. And they're hypersexualized, used as sex slaves because, say it with me, Greek mythology.
Yeah, men don't create religions.
No.
Then, after some more professor swaps, Cleandro shows up to give them a test. Uh-oh. It's a math test, and Alexis draws a very detailed penis on it. Straight out of Superbad, a real veiny, triumphant bastard.
Oh my God.
Then there's a second test in Latin, and she's specifically told not to draw a dick on this one. She would have made a fantastic crew chief in the Air Force.
Yeah.
So we had a female crew chief who would have kicked every guy's ass, literally.
Oh.
I seen it in a bar. She literally fought some dudes and whooped their asses.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah. This time, Alexis has got to write an essay on sirens and their intelligence role in Spartan society. Here was her answer, quote,
Sirens are smarter than Spartans and speak their own language. However, Sparta is a bigoted society which prejudices them for having exaggerated secondary sex characteristics. AKA, sirens have big breasts and big penises, which is likely rooted in male chauvinistic jealousy from the Spartans, not the sexy sirens. Most things in life are time's up. And of course, time runs out before she can finish, because why not add insult to exhaustion? But when the results come in an hour later, Cassius lands first, and Alexis somehow takes second. Miracle, and poor Demetrius Apollo flunks dead last. Well, see ya, bud. Off to do the circuit.
Wah, wah.
And just when everyone starts to feel like maybe, just maybe, they've survived the worst, Augustus strolls in with a smile and drops the bomb. That upcoming break, canceled.
That sucks. Being in the
2
military.
more weeks. 2 more weeks without a break. Someone let out a primal scream. This time it was Alexis.
Yeah, we'll start with that 2 more weeks for one of our big takeaways. Being in the
Yeah.
military, you were in the military, I was in the military for 20 years. We've had it happen when they're like, oh, by the way, you're not taking breaks. We got this to do. Especially back when, right after 9/11, when O&E was a thing, we had to fly O&E missions because we were close to the Capitol since I was stationed in Virginia.
Yeah.
So it was like every weekend we had to fucking fly. Granted, we didn't have to work every weekend, but it was like, oh, it's a holiday. Screw your holiday. You got to fly O&E.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I feel the pain, but this is even worse because they're being literally tortured. And I do feel like this is part of their psychological torture as well.
For sure it is. And they told them how long as Spartans they could survive without all of those things.
Yeah.
So they're clearly not going to die. But
Comas.
sucks. Yeah, coma. All right. Let's also talk about the other big takeaway for this chapter was the feeling that the Olympians have when they engage their powers.
It's basically a Peter tingle, like a spider sense.
Yeah, that's what it
Kinda
sounds
like
like. And then like he starts his as a ball of light and it just encompasses himself, but the tingling and like a wave of euphoria is how he described it.
Yeah, so this is also part of our lore talk as well. This sounds like how the abilities for the Olympians and Chthonics work too, because they're always practicing meditation as well, but it's just a different feeling where, again, we mentioned Olympians feel euphoric and Chthonics feel pain. So it almost goes with that Spider-Man mantra that,
Uncle Ben?
oh, there you go, that Uncle Ben says, with great power comes great responsibility, but also because the Chthonics are more powerful, that's probably why it's more painful.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, so with all this power comes the pain. Oh, so it's a trade-off.
I wonder why they were created that way.
I don't know. In this
Because
world,
they said Kronos created them that way.
yeah, I'm sure that there's going to be some backstory to it that we're going to learn, obviously.
Yeah.
Because the whole Titans were created for some reason. They hate each other for some reason. We still don't know. So we'll figure it out.
All right.
Speaking of figuring shit out, tinfoil hat time, baby.
Yes. Oh, I really want to talk about this.
Go ahead.
The way that it was worded about the sirens and their language, I feel like someone is going to have the ability to speak to the sirens. I'm not sure if it's going to be Alexis. And then my question was, is Nyx in the same genealogy as sirens somehow? I don't know. Snakes and sirens, but she's an echidna. So maybe she can hear sirens. She was in the water when she heard a couple voices. Maybe they were sirens, but the other time she was in the classroom, so I don't think those were sirens. So I got my tinfoil hat on.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be Alexis,
Yeah, I don't know.
but somebody is going to be able to speak with the sirens. I do agree. But I don't think it's going to be Alexis. It's got to be some part of somebody's power, or maybe
It
someone
could be
has
Charlie. Maybe Charlie?
Charlie could be a siren.
I don't.
Maybe he's a siren.
Ooh.
And that's why he doesn't speak, and because he can't speak. And that's why they do sign language, because that's the only way they can talk to each other.
He did say something to.
And that's right. So he can't be a siren because they can only speak their language. They can understand everyone else's, but they can only speak theirs.
It makes me wonder if Charlie isn't somehow along the same lines as Achilles, to where he's not speaking because his voice is dangerous.
Could be.
Huh.
But yeah,
All right.
somebody's going to be able to talk to the sirens eventually.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right. We have another tinfoil hat, though.
Another one bit the dust
Yeah.
for low test scores. But our tinfoil hat for that one is we still don't know what is happening to them, because remember, they don't die, they get put in comas.
Yes.
So where are they going? They could be the
So-
Titans.
Remember, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Could they be turning them into Titans? But
It's possible.
and it was General Cleandro that took off with
Oh,
them.
they do
What?
die.
They do?
Remember? Because you only go in comas with immortality.
Oh, and they're not immortal yet.
Yes.
Oh, so maybe they're being turned into Titans.
Could be.
All right.
Okay.
Another tinfoil hat. Theros and his shield ability will
Yes.
come into play later.
I didn't realize I had 2 tinfoil hats for Theros until
Oh.
we were reading just now.
Okay.
First one is a shield ability. It's going to come into play later because it says that he can have one person with him. Someone's going to sneak in to kill Theros.
I don't think that's what it meant. I think it means anyone that's inside that bubble with him.
Is
Before
safe
it's
or could
activated,
kill him. Yes. So,
is
that's what
inside
I
with
mean.
him.
That's what I mean. It's going one or two ways is going to happen to Theros. Someone is going to sneak inside of him. Someone's going to be invisible or something and be inside of him when he turns on his power and then kill him. Or he's
He'll
going to
save
save somebody.
someone.
Yes. Like, I think he might save Alexis or something like that, where they're going to be like, oh, go to Theros, and then Theros protects her from something.
The good one.
Because he's going to be important because he's the only heir to Zeus in a century, right?
Yes, a century.
Yeah. So I think that is going to be a big reason into why Zeus is doing what he's doing. Because I think Zeus is nefarious as fuck.
Ooh.
And I think it's because he isn't popping out heirs and shit. So something with Theros being the only heir is important.
Something about maybe how he was conceived, even.
Maybe. Yeah. Something about him is important. So we'll see him again.
For sure.
If,
The quote is, wait, what did I just write?
nice.
And that is about the sirens before she turns in the test, which again leads into my pick, which was about this also. On the audio, I am listening to it at work, and as General Cleandro takes the test away from her, she has this pathetic, no, perfect narration.
All right. And then my pick, I have two of them. No man should say tingling.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a bit rough. I shouldn't say no man. I think it's fine for gay men to say.
You know what?
Fine.
If you want to say tingling, you can.
You can, but it's weird.
It feels weird for me to say it now because
Yeah.
we've been saying it so many times. I'm like, tingling. Anyways.
All right. And the other one, since I'm an old school crew chief and we used to do this to our expediters on the daily on their boards, we would just do it on everything. Drawing dicks. It's just something. I am very secure in my sexuality. I know I'm 100% straight, but obviously I find men attractive, but I'm not that kind of way. But what is it with us drawing dicks? Because like even me, like I have no want for that, but I still draw because it's funny to do it on someone's paper.
I have no idea.
But I also think it's just funnier than like drawing a vagina because a dick, a dick. It's the easiest thing to draw. Where if you try to draw a vagina, like you're like, what is that? What are you drawing? Is that a black hole?
Is that a flower?
Yeah, what? I mean, boobs, but boobs aren't as funny as dicks. Like you can draw boobs, but it's still not as funny. That's why Alexis is drawing dicks, and that's why the super bad guy it's just funny.
She might have a little tiny bit of an obsession with them.
But you can also get very detailed with dicks, like the triumphant veiny bastard.
Yeah, it sounds like she was going for that.
You got short dicks, shaved dicks, hairy balls, all kinds of shit. Shriveled balls. You can go for the bat wing if you want to. You can draw all kinds of dicks.
I am literally trying to think of any time that I have ever drawn a dick on anything.
Huh.
And the answer is no.
Really?
Not that I can think of.
Not just for fun? Not just like one day like, oh, this is a dick. You never just randomly drew a dick.
I don't think so.
What? What? I am confused.
I don't think so. I see them in the wood trees all the time, like as natural elements of the trees
Face.
and in our cat's face.
Poor
but
cat. You've never just
them.
randomly drawn dicks or to do it to fuck with somebody?
And I'm like looking over at this piece of paper and I'm like, I don't even know how I would fucking do that. Like, yeah, I'm looking at I'm like, I don't even know how I would do that.
Hey, hold on. I just need a quick piece of paper real quick.
I'm like, I don't know how to draw. I've never drawn one. I don't know.
Here's how it's just this. It doesn't even have to be anything special. Just something like that.
That's special.
That's all you need. And then if you want to get crazy with it, like a little line in the middle is that way it's got like a tip. Then if you really want to get crazy with it, see, you just keep adding things to it. And then it comes to life. Okay. Yeah. So some hairy balls maybe. There we go.
I guess if you guys want to see this, you're going to have to watch YouTube.
Yeah, you got to watch YouTube. You want to see the dick I just drew, by the way. You're welcome.
I'm not doing it.
It's not one of my best dicks.
It's not one of my best. This was a rush job, guys. Rush job.
As I'm being serious, not one of my best. I've drawn better dicks in my lifetime, trust me.
Oh my God.
All right, I think that's enough dick talk.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the trope.
Okay.
Oh, yes, this was an interesting trope. Augustus maybe possibly being in her head without her permission.
Yeah, that seems to be a trope lately. If you look at Fourth Wing, a couple others where you're like, oh my God, you're in my head without my permission. How dare you? I did it to save you.
That would definitely be a trope if that's what's happening.
And then there's usually another guy, Dane, who didn't go in her head and was lied to, and she got all butthurt because she's not attracted to him, but because she was attracted to Zayden. Oh, it's okay that you were in my head the whole fucking time. I forgive you. I'll be a little mad at you, but then we're going to go bone on a throne. That rhymed, by the way.
It did. And that was quite the rant.
Yeah, sorry about
Are
that.
you a Dane stan too?
I think I blacked out. I'm not a Dane stan at all. No,
Oh.
I'm just saying the hypocrisy because she
Fair.
was not attracted to one, but she's attracted to the other. So it's okay because she's attracted to that one, and the other one didn't even do it, and she's like literally wanted to kill the dude, and almost had Zayden kill the dude for something he didn't even do. It's kind of messed up.
It is.
All right, we're not talking about fourth wing.
Yeah. What just
Moving on, I blacked out.
Moving
I told
on.
you.
Oh, yeah. All right. Character call out. We just got all the names of the remaining initiates.
Yeah, we already went
so,
through them. We're
yeah,
good.
We're good with that.
Lore talk.
And then lore talk. The sirens are smarter, hypersexualized. That's interesting. That's smarter than Spartans thing.
Yeah, and they speak their own language but can understand everyone else's language, which is weird.
Yes.
And I think it's a vocal cord thing, most likely. And we also learned about how abilities work for Olympians. We don't need to go through that. We talked about that. That's a good chapter. It's a good way to end the week.
It is.
Yeah.
Now that they've got 2 more weeks of this bullshit.
All right. So we're going to try out this new game called Who's the Asshole? So in this game, we are guessing which bully said some random ass shit to our girl Alexis. So it's kind of like he said, she said, but this time we're just picking who the fucking asshole is.
Yep. I love it. I'm so excited for this. Wait, is it to Alexis? It has to be to Alexis?
To or about Alexis, yes. So anything bullyish, anything asshole-ish, to or about Alexis. So it could be Cleandro, because he didn't say it directly to her, but if he says something like, girls suck or something like that, that's obviously about Alexis. She's the only chick.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Welcome to Who's the Asshole, a brand new game that we invented particularly for Blood of Hercules.
It just seems to fit with the general motif of this book.
Yeah, so it's very similar to He Said, She Said. Instead of us guessing throughout the entire book who quoted it into who, this is just which asshole said some asshole-ish shit to Alexis.
To Alexis.
Or about Alexis.
Oh, it can be about Alexis?
It can be about or to Alexis.
Okay. I did it to Alexis this time, but I'll keep that in mind for next
Okay,
time.
yeah. Just because it broadens the horizon a little bit. Because
Yeah.
sometimes they talk shit and say, girl. And you're like, oh, that's obviously about Alexis.
About her. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so we're going to preface this real quick. We do
Yes.
not endorse bullying in any way. This is just a little lighthearted fun, just like with the book, what she's doing, a little lightheartedness with the bullying. So that's what we're doing here. So
No
don't be
bullying.
mad at us.
Yeah. And if you guys don't like the game, just let us know. We can go back to He Said, She Said.
Yep. Oh, and I forgot. We're also going to rate these too. So
Oh,
we're going to
yeah.
rate them on how asshole-ish they are from 1 to 10. And this is just subjective. It's just how you feel, how I feel. There's no right or wrong answer with this one.
For sure.
Do you want to start with your first quote or do you want me to start?
Let's start with yours. Let's see where
All right,
you
I'm going to keep it
launch.
easy for you for the first one. You ready?
Yeah.
Keep it together, initiate. Try not to draw this time.
That's definitely Cleandro.
Yeah.
That's so fabulous. I
All
love
right. So
that.
how would you rate that one as a burn?
Are we going on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, 1 to 10.
It's like a 1. It's
You
not.
keep
It's
that pretty
now.
low, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna give him a 2
Yeah.
because he did say it out loud just for embarrassment factor,
Yeah.
knowing that she drew something inappropriate on her paper.
Yeah.
So I'd give him 1 more point. But yeah, it's not super burn or anything.
No, it wasn't super.
Your turn.
All right. My first one, I'm just going to pick one. Save your excuses.
Ooh, I'm gonna say it's one of the professors, maybe Augustus.
Is
Yeah. Okay.
save your excuses.
All right, rating, I'm going to say 3.
Yeah.
That's just typical Augustus.
Yeah. It was
It's-
just save your
yeah.
excuses for why you're in the Crucible.
And I feel like he would say that to any initiate they mouthed off. I don't think it was anything special. It was towards her, obviously.
Yeah, but he has been particularly rude to her. But yeah, this one wasn't anything
Yeah.
harsh. All right. What's yours?
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You should get more sleep now that you've stopped being dramatic and have eaten. Also, you might want to take a proper shower. You smell.
Clearly, this is from your favorite person. I don't even know if this is your favorite person
No,
anymore.
he's not my favorite person. He's just my favorite asshole.
The favorite asshole?
He
Okay.
says the most asshole-ish shit, I think.
He does, and it's just so blunt and straightforward. I love him for it.
But it's so
I love
funny.
him for it.
It's so funny.
He's like, here, I'm going to say something really nice. Also, you look like garbage.
Right.
Wow. Okay. That is definitely Patro.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Like, he'd look at your shoes and be like, those are some nice fucking shoes. And you're like, sweet.
It's too bad your face is stupid. Like,
Right,
wow,
or you rather
okay.
New Balance, you look like a dad. Ugh. Like, he's like a teenager,
Aw.
like that asshole teenager.
Yeah. Maybe he just hasn't grown up yet. He
Like
is
you-
still, what, 19?
Like, you remember that Vine
20.
where he's looking at his grandma wearing Crocs and he's like, what are those?
Yes. That's
Patro.
Patro. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Patro would do
Oh my
vines in a heartbeat. That is a vine-making motherfucker right there, Patro. So
Great.
scale of 1 to 10, how big of a burn is that?
What was it again?
All right. You should get more sleep now that you stop being dramatic and have eaten. Also, you might want to take a proper shower. You smell.
It's above a 5.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna give
Solid
it.
burn.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one because he's calling
Her
and
out
saying
several
that she
different
stinks,
ways.
and it's
You
hilarious.
stink,
Like,
and
obviously,
yeah.
there's nicer ways about going about it. Being in the military, there were ways where you had to be like, I gotta talk to this kid about hygiene shit. It is
Yeah,
what
there are
it
better
is.
ways, but he did okay.
Yeah. All right, you're up.
All right. Stop with the fucking lies. I went hard for the second one. Sorry.
Yeah, again, that sounds like Karen acting like a Karen.
It is.
See? Yeah, it's fitting. Now I see why we call him Karen and she calls him Karen. Yeah. Okay. Burn factor. I'm going to say 8. Just for
Oh.
scariness.
For scariness.
For
Okay.
scariness factor because
Like
of
cutting
who
her
he
off
is
and
and
stop with
what
the
he
fucking
can
lies.
possibly do. Yeah. So if he said that to me, I'm shitting myself.
Yeah. Stopping with all speaking whether or not I'm lying.
Because not all bullying has to be burns and jokes and stuff. Bullying can just be straight up, I will fucking kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not necessarily physical.
Solid 8 because I know he can be a lot more graphic, talking about innards and shit, especially when he talks about Olympians.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So
Disemboweling them.
that's
and
why
whatnot.
not a 9, not a 10.
Okay.
It's a little
An
bit lower
8.
for me. Yeah.
All right, I like that.
All right, ready for another one?
Yes.
I see we have a girl in class this year. That is unfortunate.
Well, I know Pine didn't say that, so that's definitely going to be Augustus.
That is definitely Augustus.
Yeah.
All right,
love
burn
it.
factor.
I'm going to call it a 5 or a 6.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's a burn at because she's a girl. I see we have a girl in class. That's unfortunate. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
I'll give it a 6 actually.
6 might be solid. I was going to say 7, maybe 8. 7. I'll give it a 7
Okay.
because it's a passive aggressive.
It is.
Because it's not directly toward her, but he's doing it to be one of the bros kind of thing. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Wasting my time with a chick. Ugh.
Yeah. No, I could see a 7. I'm
Yeah.
good with a 6, 7. Okay.
Real quick, when you mentioned Pine, and I didn't mention it at all this podcast, now that I have listened a little bit to the audio, her voice for Pine cracks me the fuck up. She's like, hey guys, how's it going? I'm like,
And then of course with Alexis's, oh my God, what is wrong with him?
it's so fucking funny. Like, she just overemphasizes his happiness, and it cracks me up. I can see why people go to sleep to the audio. All right. You got another one for me?
I do. I have 2 more and I'm trying to figure out.
I
Okay,
got I can do 2 more as well. I started first, so it'd be 1 more for me, 2 more for you.
You're such a drama queen.
You're such a drama
I
queen.
know.
Considering what mine said, stop being dramatic, I'm going to go with Patro.
Damn.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish the rest of the sentence because I think he says her name in it.
Mhm.
But yeah, you're such a drama queen.
All right, I'm going to rate that burn factor 4. Just because he said better shit than that.
Oh,
You're
for
so
sure.
dramatic is just me.
Yeah. He
Me.
didn't call her out on looking ugly or dirty or gross or
Yeah, we could have done way better with that one.
yeah. What's
Ready?
your next? Yeah. What's your next one?
Next time, don't share,
Next time, don't ask.
right?
That's going to be Patro again.
Exactly. That is a good line. All right, burn
Oh.
factor. What we got?
Share.
Mhm.
That's pretty funny. Burn factor. I'm going to call it a 5.
I like it. Yep, I'm gonna go 5 as well. Actually,
It could have been punched up. It could have been.
Yeah, but context matters. Like, this could be a solid burn depending on what they shared.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
5. I
Solid
like
5.
it. Yeah, I can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
But just like Patro. Anywho,
Yes. Just like Patro.
just like Patro. All right, so you got 1 more, and then we are done.
Yes, but I'm going to switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
This is Alexis being mean to someone.
Okay. Ooh,
Wimp.
Patro. I'm gonna go Patro when she kicked him in the balls and he started bitching about it. No, which one?
Nick.
Okay.
It was when Nyx wouldn't bite and kill them both.
Yeah.
Wimp.
Now, when Nyx does talk some shit, I'm not gonna say it's bullying, but Nyx can go on the list because she does say something.
So maybe
You know.
it's not like bully. Maybe it's like burns. Maybe that's what this is supposed to be. Like
It's
burns
still
or something.
Nyx still says asshole as shit to her.
Yeah.
But just because they're your
Who's the
friend doesn't
asshole?
mean they can't bully you a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love it.
we
I
can't-
thought this was fun.
we just can't leave Nyx quotes out. That's all I'm
No,
trying
we
to say.
can't. I couldn't find anything that fit for this time, though.
Yeah. I did have one more.
Oh, okay. What is
Okay,
it?
sorry. If you try to deviate from the plan in any way, I'll hurt you. Just for fun.
Can I have the necklace for that?
The necklace?
Mhm.
Talking about the necklace? The hand necklace?
Yeah.
Necklace?
Yes, my favorite necklace. I'm not wearing my favorite necklace, but I think it's Kharon that says that one.
Okay. This is going to be funny because do you even consider this a burn or did this turn you on?
Wait, what was it again?
If you try to deviate from the plan in any way, I'll hurt you just for fun.
That's terrifying coming from him.
It is terrifying.
That is terrifying. I don't think it's a burn, though.
No,
Is it
it's a
asshole-ish?
threat.
Yes.
It's still, but
Yeah.
that's what we're...
Yep.
The factor is just like
Hurt
bully
you
burn.
just for fun. I'm going to say 5 or 6 because of who he is. I'll hurt you just for fun.
I was going to go
that's-
higher. I was going to
Okay,
say
okay.
around 8 because, again, he's threatening her.
Hurt you just for fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe I just wasn't scared.
Like-
The hand
again,
necklace is very confusing. for
Calling
me, okay?
somebody dramatic and saying, I'm going to hurt you just for fun are completely different. So
Yes.
a little bit higher when you're threatening someone's life.
It was the hand necklace. It was very confusing for me.
I get it for you people, and I do mean you people, why this would be more of a seductive sentence for you guys.
So
Yeah.
Is this a threat or a promise? What's happening? I don't.
Right.
What's going on right now?
I have no idea either. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. That
Okay.
was Who's the Asshole?
Who's the asshole?
Let us know if you guys liked it. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. That was fun.
Instead of having to be like, oh, God, I need something that's harder. I need something that's easy. It was just like, just pick some fucking quotes and go with it and rate them. Have fun with it.
I liked it.
Yeah. All right, up next is Spartan Center on SGCN.
Let's go.
A half brother goes down, a killer gets curious, and the rookies are running on fumes. The Crucible just hit mid-season form.
You're watching Spartan Center. I'm Pallas of Athena.
And I'm Miss of Apollo. Let's take you inside the Dolomites for chapters 9 through 13 because the body count's up, the homework's worse, and the puke buckets are back. We're kicking things off in chapter 19 with a brutal conditioning run. Everybody's crawling back down the mountain like they just lost a triple overtime game.
And right there in the post-game chaos, surprise family reunion. Alexis meets Christos Zeus, her long-lost half-brother.
Kid shows up all sunshine and handshakes, trying to make alliances like it's trade deadline week.
Alexis and Nyx, stonewall defense. Cold shoulder, no look pass. Dude still won't take the hint.
Then Vorex calls everybody in the water. River Styx swim drill. Oh yeah, and Kharon's waiting at midfield.
That's not a coach, that's a hitman. Swim or die is one hell of a conditioning test.
Christo starts going under. Foam, panic, invisible contact. Alexis goes full rescue mode.
Only for Kharon to appear out of the fog, touch Christos on the head, and flatline him. That's the play.
Ice cold, and then he locks eyes on Alexis. That's your new rivalry, folks.
She makes it to shore, barely, and Cleandro pretends nothing happened. No review from the refs, no foul, just trauma.
All right, chapter 10 flips the field. Kharon's POV.
We find out he's basically Dexter with 2 invisible linebackers, Hell and Hound.
Those names are a bit on the nose.
Yeah, subtleties for mortals.
He's just chilling in the underworld, daydreaming about murdering Olympians, listing reasons they suck.
Number 1, weak bloodlines. Number 2, no bite. Number 3, 0 feral instincts.
And honestly, hard to argue with that scouting report.
He's still pissed they threw him into the Dolomites before he was even eligible. Childhood trauma meets upper body strength.
Man hunts to feed his demons, not face them. Probably needs therapy. He chose homicide instead.
But when Hell and Hound start twitching, he spots Alexis and can't look away. She's the rookie he can't scout. Soft exterior, something dark under the helmet.
When Christos dies, Kharon's the one running the play, touches the kid, lets him see the hounds, then chomp, game over.
And now he's got eyes on Alexis. This rivalry just went personal. All right, we head back to the Crucible, where sleep is optional and sanity is benched.
Augustus is back with his murder raccoon Poco running the classroom like 2-a-days in hell.
He drops some lore bombs. Spartans can teleport, bind oaths, and heal from dismemberment. Basically, the NFL's injury reserve dream.
Out indefinitely means coma until morale improves.
And animal protectors, they pick you. No bond, no diploma.
Alexis is falling apart, burnt out, delirious, holding it together with sarcasm and spite.
Bathroom breakdowns, Nick's pep talk, classic comeback huddle moments.
Augustus even shows a rare assist, blanket, water, whispered secret, most emotion we've seen all season.
Then she bombs a test so hard she starts talking to herself out loud. Whole class heard it. Whale noises included.
Not a strong stat line, but at least she survived 2 weeks. That's progress in this league. Now we're off campus and the bye week. Chapter 12, Mentor Days.
The Crimson Duo wastes no time. Wake-up call via body slam into the sea.
PTSD trigger and cardio in one. She clocks Patro right in the jewels. Flag on the play, but justified.
Hey, 12-hour coma, hose off decon, then brunch with 2 legends.
She eats till she pukes. Rookie mistake. Stomach's out and pride is gone.
And Patro's coaching tip, use your feminine wiles. Real innovative strategy there, Coach.
Seduce, stab, or die trying. That's the whole playbook.
Mid-meeting, Kharon drops in unannounced. Air gets cold. Vibe goes homicidal.
Patro titles that Alexis joked about dying. Karen's intrigued. Great, now the serial killer's got her in Fantasy League.
He threatens her, hand to throat, eyes to soul, and accuses her of killing Christos. Wrong play, wrong call.
She denies it, he vanishes, and she spirals into full nightmare montage. Sleep stat 0.
All right, chapter 13, we're back at the Crucible, where only 8 initiates remain.
Alexis actually remembers all their names. That's progress for a player with 0 rest.
General Cleandro's reading How to Torture Effectively while everyone waits for Augustus.
They haven't ran the circuit in a week, so morale's tanking. Everyone's twitchy. Nex is the only one unbothered.
Augustus rolls in with Theros, Zeus, to demonstrate meditation. Zeus's bloodline flex.
Theros activates a shield, 2-hour timer, full lockdown defense. Kid's the 5-star recruit of the class.
Augustus hates that someone practices daily. Tough love, Raccoon Edition.
Then we pivot to Sirens 101, regeneration, genius IQ, sexy language barrier, and a lifetime contract with sex slaves. Greek mythology never disappoints.
And finally, Cleandro hits them with a math test. Alexis responds with a veiny, super bad level doodle.
She's told not to repeat the artwork on the Latin test. Small victories for Cleandro.
Somehow she finishes 2nd overall. Demetrius flunks. Gets sent to run the circuit. That's ancient Greek for we'll probably never see him again.
Then Augustus cancels the team's only break. 2 more weeks of hell. Somebody screams. It's Alexis, and honestly, we feel the same.
Same. All right, time for our Spartan Center top 5 replays of the week. Coming in at number 5, we have Kharon's rather murderous obsession with Alexis.
I see his love language is casual homicide. Moving on to number 4, we have the fluffiest, most adorable, and feral hair-playing animal protector, Augustus's Poco the Raccoon.
Nothing says deadly assassin like showing up with an adorable murder raccoon. Coming in at number 3, we have Alexis's essay on the siren slave trade, featuring big brains, bigger boobs, and instant regret.
Bold move, roasting systemic oppression and your professor in 1 paragraph. At number 2, Alexis finally sticking up for herself with a professional kick to Patro's ball sack.
You see, you slow it down, you can actually see his soul leave his body and possibly re-enter at a higher pitch.
Getting Mariah Carey vibes after that one.
For sure. And the number 1 Spartan Center top play of the week goes to Alexis's Academy Award-winning portrayal of Big Bertha, the humpback whale.
Some call it a mental breakdown, but we call it performance art.
I thought it was glorious.
Spartan Center Top 5 Replays, brought to you by Aphrodite Cosmetics. For warriors who fight hard and still want that immortal glow, Aphrodite, setting impossible beauty standards since 1200 BC.
All right, that's this week in the Dolomites. Rivers, raccoons, and rookie rage.
Alexis Hert still standing, barely, but next week the Crucible kicks into playoff mode. Expect blood, betrayal, and maybe a miracle.
For Iamus, I'm Pallas.
Immortality is not a right. It's a privilege.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Booked for Two.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review to help other book lovers find the show.
Follow us on socials at Booked for Two Podcast for behind-the-scenes content, updates, and sneak peeks. We'll also post next week's chapters every Sunday, so you can read along. Really, are we ever going to do that?
Yeah, we'll do it. Join us for our live Q&A. We're back to Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central on TikTok. We'll answer your burning questions, react to your theories, and occasionally overshare our book-related emotional damage.
Want even more chaos? Join our Discord. The link's in our bio. Come hang out, chat books, get early access to exclusive content.
Finally, don't forget to grab your merch at bookfor2.com.
Until next time, keep turning the page.